see what else he's got up his sleeve.
Well, I know that he's got a lot of experience in the past, especially we mentioned before with Shawn Mendes and the band, of course, Me and May. But way back in the day, did you realise he was the guy that put Nickelback together?
Yes, actually, and that kind. Like I know a lot of people hate on Nickelback, and for me, to be honest, I actually like Nickelback music. So to know that Clive had actually, been at the forefront with them when it all started, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I got to admit.
I know people that are really good to admit that they actually really like Nickelback music.
Well, I think we're birds of a feather because I absolutely love Nickelback. I really, really do. I don't see why people don't like them, to be quite honest. I just think their music is absolutely superb. So, not here to be able to talk about Nickelback. We're here to talk about Celestial Ruin. Now, believe me, I'm so interested in Celestial Ruin. We've had a lot of our listeners hand off some questions to us that they want to be able to ask you via me, and believe me, before we do a show, we ask our listeners to please email us some questions that you might want to know about Celestial Ruin. We got so many that literally the poor lady is still standing by the printer printing them out for me right now. But first question is, Larissa, how long has Celestial Ruin been going? When did you form the band?
That was in the summer of 2011. So 7 years now, coming up on 7 years this summer. So it's been a long haul, but comparing to some bands, it's not long at all. But for us, we've kind of been through, the best and the worst things that an independent band can go through, and still growing, still changing. Like that's the thing. Like now, every album is always different. So we're really excited about writing a new album because we love to show the fans like music changes, bands evolve. So
Yeah.
we're excited to have some new stuff for you guys.
Absolutely, and I presume just coming out of winter over there at the moment, you're just starting to look at summer. Were you in the studios over the winter period?
No, actually, we are spending the next 6 weeks writing, like non-stop. Just we've got some very exciting things to announce coming up in the next couple months. I'm not allowed to say anything yet, but definitely stay tuned because there is method to all this madness and why we've been so quiet over the last little bit. But we are writing right now, and we will be going into the studio in sometime in June.
You know, that makes me very, very excited because I'm going to ask you as we go through the interview, but I might as well get it out of the way now. When you do come up with brand spanking new stuff, how would you like Galaxy to premiere it to the world for you?
Oh, well, since you guys have been doing such an awesome job with how you've done it, I'd say do exactly what you're doing now.
I love that.
You're doing now, it seems to be working, so you keep that up.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I've got to let you know, we were just in the paper over the weekend. I was sitting down at home having a coffee, opened up my paper, and what do you know? Here's me in it. Really, really interesting. It really, really was. Now, at the same time, you come out of Vancouver and you're classed as heavy rock. Some people would class that here in New Zealand as metal, to be quite honest, but we love this style of music. We absolutely love it. Can't get enough of it, to be quite honest with you. And I want to talk to you about The Awakening. Now, how long did it take to do the album The Awakening, and where did you get it recorded, and who was your producer?
We started in the summer of 2011. I think it was released actually Friday, April the 13th in 2012, I think. And we recorded that with Kevin Hamilton at, I believe, Fresh Air Audio. And he is a well-known producer. He actually did voice platinum album. He's just awesome. He was even though he was buried in other projects, paying projects, he still took the time to work with us because he believed that we had something. So we're never going to be able to fully repay Kevin for what he did for us to start us off. Because without that album, we wouldn't be to the point we are at this moment.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Larissa, that belief has transpired around the world, down to us here in New Zealand, because we believe in you as well. We've taken a very fond kinship together, to be quite honest. We here at the office, and I've got to be honest with you, this is the way it works here at Galaxy, is that we get between 30 and 50 bands a day, literally, wanting to be promoted, wanting to do the interviews, and then wanting to go further than that. And I'm going to tell you a little secret very, very shortly about how we're going to take you a little further. But between that, it comes down to a number of meetings between Barbara and the production team, and then to the board, and then back to Barbara, back to the production team. I get the final say, literally. Now, when we first started playing Sense of Exile, it literally stopped our office. We all stopped and wanted to listen to the song. Never been done here at Galaxy before. It was absolutely stunning. So much so that we knew we were onto a winning thing here with Celestial Ruin. It was only natural now that we were going to do an interview. Having said that, once we've done an interview, I've got to ask you, have you heard of Crank It Up magazine?
Actually, I believe I have. The name sounds very familiar.
Right, Clyde might have passed this information on to you at some stage. We have partners coming out of Pennsylvania. They not only do they have a magazine, an online magazine, and 3 million plus people are subscribers to the magazine. In there's such people like marketing managers, there is managers themselves, promoters, there's all sorts of festival people that want to look for bands, especially indie bands that are going to make it in the world, and we feel that you are, to be able to get you on stages. And so, therefore, it is only prudent of us to be able to pass that on. But John Rain, the man who owns that, also makes movies, by the way, for Warner Brothers, Universal Studios, and Bollywood, places like that. A good friend of Quentin Tarantino's as well, by the way.
I love Quentin Tarantino.
Well, they're good mates. They sit down and have a cigar or something together from time to time. But at the same time, inside the magazine, there's a tab there called Indie Garage. That goes now, they've just done a pilot series of about 6 within that, which is going to Fox TV to 105 million viewers around America, and then exposing around the world. We want to be able to put you in the magazine, but not only in the magazine, we want to get you into Indie Garage as well. So keep that in mind when I'm talking to you in the very, very near future, because believe me, if you get somebody from Crank It Up magazine, please don't hang up on them. We've had it happen. We've had it happen. Great, because honestly, we have actually had that happen once before. Young Brandy Rain at the time was working for the magazine. She got in touch with one of our artists, and they went, "Don't know who you are," hung up. That was it. And then complained to me that nobody's been in touch with them. Oh my goodness! But you know, so very. Ah, there we go. Yes, yes, I know of them. I really, really do, and have heard nothing but good work come out of there. So they really, really are. So I want to talk to you about Sense of Exile. How did you come to the lyrics of the song?
At that time, like, for me, my writing method back then was I would actually start by just writing lyrics. And no melody to it, no nothing. I would just write lyrics. And it usually was triggered by some kind of intense emotion of some kind. Usually angry. And I just jot down my thoughts when I was feeling pretty darn mad. So yeah, for Sense of Exile, that song was actually in the works for over a year. So much changed about it from the start to the ending. I don't even remember how initially I started writing it, but usually that was my method, would
Well, you know, I can't hold it back any longer, Larissa. I've got to play it right now. Right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Here is Celestial Ruin, Sense of Exile.
And we've got Adam listening in.
Yes, I saw there was a little tag come up on the Skype there. Are you comfortable, Larissa?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Nice.
It's actually a lot of fun.
Every now and again, thank you. I have my production manager talking to me through one of these things. And if you see me making funny suggestions, it's just that I'm getting another conversation coming to me at the same time. So I am listening. I really am. But I get asked certain things to do while we're doing it. So we get
Good on you for being able to divide your attention like that.
Many years of practice. At the same time, I got Barbara over here filming, and she's pulling faces at me all the time trying to put me off. So it's all a bit of humour.
Yes, Adam did fun, right?
Absolutely. It's got to be. It's got to be. If it's not about fun...
Exactly. When things start not being fun anymore, something's got to change.
Yeah, well, work is a 4-letter word and fun's a 3-letter word, and we like fun.
Oh, yes. Definitely need more of that in my life. More fun is good.
Devil skin just love
You know,
Sunshine would be good too.
apparently Adam's listening at the moment as well, so we better give him a shout out, shouldn't we? Nice to have you along, Adam, by the way. Very cool.
Yeah, he's sending me messages here. He reminded me about Bombville. I'm like, there it is. That's the name of it.
So that's what that little thing was that came up on the screen.
Yeah, that's him. He's just like, it was Bombville. And I'm like, oh, for crying out loud.
Of course, absolutely, of course. Okay. I got to admit, I have one lady who comes out of Cairns, Australia. That's another country over the ditch from us. They're our poor cousins, as we like to call them. We have a love-hate relationship. You know, like you Canadians and Americans.